It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Hey guys, it's Olivia. Today's video is going to be a video that I've wanted to create for so long, okay? I have been obsessed with thrifting for years, and I've been obsessed with like sewing for years. I love watching thrift flip videos or op shop chop videos, whatever you guys want to call it. I really wanted to create my own. It's honestly kind of insane how you can just take a piece of clothing and completely transform it, or even just like upcycle it. I just love it because one, it's super creative, two, it's like really just cool to see like the whole process, and three, it's also sustainable fashion, you know? Instead of going out and buying a bunch of new clothes from fast fashion brands that
exploit the humans working in factories across the other side of the world where they don't pay them enough to even live or survive.
We don't want to be supporting a system that is exploiting other people across the world. Speaking of sustainable fashion, I actually am partnering with a brand for this video called Nuri Collective. It is a small woman-owned business by Brooke Sheridan. I asked Brooke to tell me a little bit about the brand just so I could actually tell you guys about it. It is a sustainably conscious brand. They've got the clay jewelry, and then they've got like metal jewelry, as in the butterfly necklace and the butterfly earrings that I am wearing right now. So she says that she hand makes all of the clay jewelry herself, and then also every piece of metal jewelry she sources from women's owned businesses in the US. Girls supporting girls, you know, we like to support our women. So instead of sourcing them from out in China or Bangladesh where there are
children, worker slaves,
she instead sources her jewelry from small businesses in the US. The jewelry is all so adorable. She also has some cool room decor that you guys can check out. I have a discount code for you guys that you can use on the website for 10% off. It is a Bolaños. Something really cool that I just noticed about her website as I'm pulling it up is it says that 100% of the proceeds from her print purchases will go to the Columbus Freedom Fund, which is a community bail fund centered in Black liberation and freedom. So I think that's also super amazing that not only is this brand sustainably conscious, she's also using her platform to advocate for the Black Lives Matter movement. I just wanted to really give her a shout out because I think that her brand is really cool and what she's trying to do is awesome. Let's move on to this video. So the first item that I wanted to try to flip and reinvent was this really beautiful slip dress that I honestly think it might have been like for a wedding. It has beautiful decals on it. One of the straps was like broken and was like way too long, so it made everything look lopsided.
Now entering voiceover mode. This slip also had a cute little slit up the side, which I thought I could utilize in the final design. Step one of my process is to draw out my vision so that I can clearly see it.
I wanted it to be a two-piece set, and I wanted it to be kind of a long flowy skirt. I just had this image for like a really beautiful like
Instagram model, boho chic type of look.
Once I had my idea down on paper, I put the dress on to try it on again, and I needed to figure out where I wanted to chop it. So I put it on, I made a little mark where I thought would be like a good length, and you have to also keep in mind you don't want to cut too short because you also have to think about seam allowance because you're going to want to hem that. You're not just going to leave it as a raw edge. Basically just chop that bitch in half.
Be sure to try on everything as you go because you can just start sewing it and then you're going to realize that it is not all the cut that you want. As you can see, when I tried it on, the back was way too long, so I chopped off a little of the back to make it a little bit more even, and just make sure you try things on as you go. There are multiple ways to hem items, but this is just my favorite way because it's simple but it looks really good. So to do my method, you want to fold a 1/2 inch, iron it, then fold it another 1/2 inch and iron it again. Just it's easier to sew if it's ironed because it stays in place, and then you want to pin it just for that extra security, unless it's not a slippery fabric. And then you sew it, and if you do take your time with this, it's going to look really good.
So now I need to sew this strap back on because it fell off when I was trying it on. And I want to make it so that it's high up so that it doesn't like sag all the way down here. For the straps, there are these little pieces. First thing I'm going to do is reattach the straps to the back piece right here. What I'm going to have to do is unsew this little loop and then sew the loop onto here. Get it? I was noticing that when I put the top on, it kind of gaped a little bit around the boobage, you know? So I decided that I should add some darts, which are actually super easy to do. So I decided I was gonna do a dart going from the top down into the boob cup. And I've got 3 marks right here. So these 2 outside marks are going to touch each other, and then this middle mark is where it's gonna get folded. And then I'm gonna sew from this mark down to the edge of here. Just do a line like this. When you flip it the right side out, you'll have a dart like that. I hope that made sense. The next step was doing the skirt. It was a little too see-through, so I went to my basement where all of my fabric and old thrifted things are, and I found another slip dress. And I thought that was perfect because, you know, we can put a slip under the slip. So I chopped the white slip in half, and then I laid both of the skirts out on the ground, and I put the white slip underneath the cream slip, and I made like some lines, and then I just, you know, hemmed the whole thing. I was just winging this whole part, and it kind of just worked out. Sometimes you just gotta wing it and things just work out, you know? Okay, so I got the inside skirt pinned to the outside skirt. I'm going to baste stitch this. I think I'm gonna end up using elastic in this.
And then I ran into a problem. So I didn't want to have to wait like 2 weeks for elastic to come in the mail, and I couldn't go into any stores to buy any because, you know,
coronavirus! So I found an old pair of PJ pants. I carefully cut the elastic out, threw the rest of the pants away, and then I took the elastic and I sewed it onto the skirt. And then after that, the set was done. Let's move on to the second transformation, which was actually kind of a spur of the moment decision. I don't think I got very much footage of this one because I wasn't sure I was going to even put it in the video, but I thought why not, because it's like, it was just a spur of the moment decision and it came out super cute. For this one, I decided that I didn't want to just throw away the white slip that I had used to make an underskirt for the first transformation. The original slip top, it had like this mesh part right here, which I thought was like really not that cute. So I very carefully cut the mesh off of the lace that is still on the top. And then the next step was I need to fix the straps because the straps were way too long on this. So I chopped them off and I sewed them back up, and I had a little bit of extra like strap left. Once I cut that mesh part off of the top, it got kind of like, it became a very deep V, so I decided to use a piece of the strap that I had cut off to like sew right here to kind of like hold it together so it wouldn't just like literally just like flash someone if I like turned a certain way or moved a certain way. And then I hemmed it, and that was the completed project. It was super simple and super quick. The next thrifted transformation I did plan out on paper, and I did have in mind when I first started this video. I started out with this polka dot dress that like kind of reminds me of the 50s. I believe that it was actually my older cousin's prom dress. It has literally been sitting in my basement since she graduated. I really liked the fabric, and I also like really liked the initial like ruffly like frilly design going on at the top. I had been watching a few different thrifted transformation videos throughout the past couple weeks, and I saw a few that kind of did the same thing where they took a dress with a top like this and turned it into like a corset type top and then just added some cute puffy sleeves. So I decided to do something very similar to that with like little circly puffy sleeves, you know, and I thought it would be really cute to pair with jeans, like as like a really like fancy top, but you can dress it down with jeans. So the very first thing I did for this one was I just chopped the skirt off. Hi, Mia.
By the way, hello, you want to be in the video, Mia?
So I'm gonna keep petting her as I explain this. So the first thing I did for this one was just chop off the bottom. I kind of chopped it off kind of messy, so then the next step was to go through and like even out the fabric because it was looking kind of janky. Off camera I evened it out because it was very uneven from like just the original chop that I did, but this is what it looks like so far. You gotta take the time to fix the small things because if you don't, I feel like, or at least in my experience, when I like try to upcycle something and don't take the time to fix the little details and make it look like it was something I would buy from a store, I don't end up wearing it and it just ends up being like a wasted project. I'm pretty sure I need to figure out some way to bring it in because it is a little bit too big. So here is the top on. I don't think I need to fix the fit of the waist at all. It's just the top is like a little bit big. So I think I'm gonna try to do like 2 darts right here just to, you know, make it fit a little bit better. I did darts on this top, so now I'm going to work on some darts for this top, like maybe like a dart here and a dart here. Let's try it. Which had the exact same process of just creating like a triangle shape with dots, folding it and sewing it, and then chopping off that like extra fabric. So I made the top fit me a little bit more. This line right here and this line are the darts that I added. I kind of just like freehanded them and they worked out, so
That was cool.
next step is I'm gonna have to start putting together the sleeves. I had to look up a tutorial on this because I have not made sleeves in forever and I kind of forgot, so I'm gonna link below the video that I used. I messed up the sleeves twice. I've made sleeves before, but like it was like years ago. It's like an old skill that I lost, but now she's back.
So the issue I had with my first attempt is that I did not make it for a full sleeve. I only made it for half of a sleeve. So here's me on my second attempt making it a full sleeve. As you can see, I had to double it kind of. But alas, this attempt was not successful either because when I tested it around my arm, the fabric was like way too tight. But you know what they say, third time's the charm. For the last attempt, I used the same pattern. I just gave it a little bit of extra fabric around the armhole. And this ended up working out really well. So I did the exact same thing with the exact same pattern. And I cut the sleeves out of the black mesh fabric as well so that I could have a little bit of an underlining fabric just to make it look a little bit more expensive and put together, you know? I don't know. I just felt like it was a good touch.
So here is the sleeve with the part that I just sewed up right here. Basically, if you guys are confused on how this becomes a sleeve, the thicker part is the part that goes to your shoulder, and then I am now going to gather right here to make it poofy. Before you cut the string, you want to make sure you have a long string so that you can pull it to gather the fabric like that. I ran into a bit of a problem. I need elastic. I literally was online for like an hour trying to find some freaking elastic, and I was like,
Where is all the elastic? Like
who is making all these elastic projects? And then I realized they're probably being used to make the face masks. So I had this idea to go find an old piece of clothing that has elastic in it, and I'm gonna try to upcycle the elastic from that. I have this really old tank top from like middle school. Killing it. There's elastic right here, and then there's also elastic in this, you know, when we were little you had like those built-in bras inside of your tank tops. Yeah, I'm going to use this elastic to finish off the sleeves. I have this one long piece. I have 2 of these, I guess, medium long pieces, and then I had one other piece which I chopped in half. And what I did, because this piece was supposed to go around my arm but it's a little tight, so I took this piece, cut it in half, and I have sewed it on here, and it's still like stretchy, and this is gonna fit my arm a lot better. And then this piece I'm going to cut in half. So I'm gonna sew these up into the loops that they need to be, and then I'm gonna attach them to the sleeves, and then I'm gonna attach the sleeves to the top. So that was all of the thrift flip projects that I had for you guys today. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it, and I kind of want to make more of these. I have like so many more ideas now for different projects I can do, and I think these videos are super fun to watch. So if you guys liked it, I would definitely be down to create some more. And I hope I inspired you guys to even do your own like little upcycling and transformation projects, and just like to be creative. I also want to leave you guys off with the note that be conscious of like the brands that you're supporting. And you know, my mom always likes to say a person gets to vote with their dollar, and at the end of the day, to any big companies, money is really the thing that they care about. And if you take that money away, they're gonna have to make a change if they want you to keep spending your money there. So just keep that in mind. It's a little thought for the day. That is it for this video. I will see you guys in my next one.